That's it. I'm out. 36 years, set up my gear, slung on the guitar, entertained the folks probably about 8,000 times. By the way, behind me is Madeira Beach, Florida. I'm outside the Snack Shack, my Thursday gig. 36 years, 8,000 gigs, that's a lot of Margaritavilles. Jimmy Buffett would have to live another 100 years to catch up to how many times I've had to play his song. Not had to play his song, but wanted to play his song. Probably the number one song still on the Florida beaches for entertaining. And after 36 years, a life centered around my gigging schedule, 5, 6, 7 days a week. It's finally time to let some other interests take their place in my lifestyle and the lifestyle of myself and the lovely missus. The last 3 years, we've done this unbelievable RV tour and in our motorhome. And it has grown in scope where it's become a real nice long-term RV trip with gigs every weekend, 1, 2, even sometimes 3 gigs. But this summer tour life introduced me and us to a lifestyle where I'm not held hostage to 5 or 6 days and nights a week, sometimes 7, having to be home to do my gigs, to work my job. I don't get paid time off, there are no paid vacations, and when you're self-employed and entrepreneur, you're less inclined to take that time off because, first of all, you're losing money by not working, and you're spending money if you're taking a vacation. So you pick and choose your spots to take, days off here and there, but there was a time for 30 years that I would not take a day off no matter what. The last few years I've taken a little bit off here and there, but anyway, so the time is right to replace some of that gigging with the other interests. Perhaps take a cruise every now and then. I played on a Carnival cruise ship. We've only been on one cruise since we've been married, and I love being on a cruise ship. And when you do a cruise, you have to have at least 5 days free. You could take 3-day cruises, but that's not the same. You want at least a 4-night cruise. That takes 6 days out of your schedule pretty much. And that wasn't an option for the last 35 years. As many of you know, as you get older, some things are more difficult to do than they were before, such as many of you know, who know myself and Cheryl, that running is our main pastime for physical fitness. Not that much interested in anything else. I know there's other ways of physical fitness, but nothing is for the mind like a good run. Now there was a day, for instance, I moved down here to Florida back in 2006, April of 2006. Worked at Woody's Waterfront 5 nights a week for 4 years, and after that, been working a lot of other places and clubhouses, usually up to 6, 7 days a week, except for the last 3 years. We like to participate in 10Ks and half marathons, and we've still done that, but really recently, the last year or two, it's getting more difficult because I've had bouts with, in 2008, I had surgery on my foot. I had turf toe, where your big toe joint loses its cartilage from so much running, or it's actually named after linemen in football from being lining up and their toes bent back. So it's called turf toe. I had surgery for it, something like that. Then that led to plantar fasciitis, because after I couldn't push off that big toe for a while, I got a neuroma from pushing off on the middle of my foot. And that led to then plantar fasciitis. So it was one thing after another. And even though I could get my jogging, my running back, it's never been the same. And when you're gigging every day and every night, it's a lot more difficult to take a jog or a run and then go do the gig. So another thing in my approaching my semi-retirement now is better physical fitness. And I can't do that as well when I'm gigging so much, because running is the way we do it. I'd like to get back into half marathons. We haven't done one in a year. I've had torn meniscus in my knee for the last year. So I'd like to rehab that and get back to what we like to do. This coming Sunday we have the Sunshine Skyway. Last year I ran the first 45 seconds. We've been at it every year. Last year I ran the first 45 seconds and I had to limp the rest of the way because I had torn my meniscus, and that made me go get the MRI to realize I had a double tear in it. Yeah, and there are other interests. The YouTube channel. I'm somewhat of a creative person. I subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels, not a lot, 5 or 6, and I watch a lot of financial stuff on cameras. I don't watch any gigging YouTube channels because that's my life. I watch a lot of car videos about the car business, retirement, banking, financial, and so I want to have my own YouTube channel. That's why I have this one here, to show what we do on tour and to show you the RV and how we go about it and how I go about putting the music together for it and everything that has to do. The Unbelievable RV Tour used to just mean my tour doing music, but now I realize it's just a tour around the country, and we'll show you how it's done and any advice, anything we can give anybody. And anybody wants to join us for a leg or two of the tour, grab your RV and join us. You'll know where we're going to be going. Also, when it comes to the physical fitness thing about jogging or running before a gig, if you've seen me perform, you know I'm constantly out there. You know, I'm here, then I'm over here, then I'm back there, jumping up and down, twisting and turning. You know, that takes its toll on the feet and the knees if they're not in perfect health. There's times I get home and, you know, I'm limping, you know, being gentle on the bottom of my feet. Some of you have noticed, all of you have noticed, that I wear Crocs when I'm gigging. The Crocs, it's not for the fashion. It's because when I had the plantar fasciitis and my turf toe, somehow the support in Crocs, the underfoot support, I'm getting attacked by, get out of here. The Crocs are more comfortable than anything else. Sneakers, shoes, boots, anything. And I'd be in pain after a gig or during a gig. And the Crocs have alleviated a lot of that, not all of it, but if you have a new pair of Crocs, there's nothing like it. And often if I have the day off and I'm going for a run, it inspires Cheryl to do a run with me, or maybe earlier in the day or whatever, where we both get something in. So I'm not sure what next season brings, the 24-25 season. I've pretty much stopped booking clubhouses. I booked some, but I've kept about 7 or 8 total weekends off where that was unheard of in the past. I just booked another 1 or 2 this morning, which I wasn't planning on booking, but you know, people have supported me in the past, and if they want me one more time for a year-end party or whatever, I owe it to them. It's my duty. But anyway, it's time to, so starting this May, I'll probably be a halftime gigger, halftime entertainer instead of full-time. And halftime is still a living for me. You know, I do okay, but I just can't put in the hours anymore because other things have to take its place. I got to stay in shape a little bit, take some more vacations, some more activities, and whatever it may bring. And it's a grind. When you're out here and off in 100 degrees, after 35 years of it, you get a little tired. Anyway, so maybe the less you'll see of me on the stage, the more you'll see of us off the stage, coming out and joining you folks. So that's where we're at right now. I got a gig to do at the Snack Shack, so come on over on Thursdays. Bamboo Wednesdays, 12:30 to 4:30, Snack Shack on Thursdays, 1 to 5. So that's where we're at right now. That is the State of the Union address for the Unbelievable RV Tour. We'll start off, I just booked, we'll start off in Daytona. I just booked our Pennsylvania campground for 3 weeks in June, because you can only book certain campgrounds 3 months ahead of time, and was just able to book that one. You always worry if it's going to be available. And so we're there, so the tour's on a good start. We just got some offers to go up to northern North Dakota, up the Canadian border, but I don't know if we're going to be able to squeeze that in. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you like. I hope to make it funny and interesting, and thanks for watching the Unbelievable RV Tour channel. I'm Tom.